Los Angeles, California. Bruce Lee's Jun Fan Gung Fu Institute, Chinatown, 628 College Street, September 1967. Saturday afternoon, 2 o'clock, second floor walk-up, narrow stairs. Wooden floors worn smooth by footwork drills. Mirrors on one wall, heavy bag in corner. Simple equipment. A working school for serious training. Bruce Lee is 26, 5'7", 135. Teaching regularly. Building reputation slowly. The Green Hornet is on television, but most income comes from private students, movie stars, martial artists, people seeking real training. Today, someone different is coming. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, still called Lou Alcindor, won't change his name until 1971. But everyone knows him. Greatest college basketball player in America, 7 feet 2 inches, dominant UCLA center, led them to national championship. Unstoppable. Kareem is 20. Studying history at UCLA, interested in philosophy, martial arts. He's heard about Bruce Lee from a mutual friend. Heard Bruce teaches something different, not just fighting, philosophy, movement, efficiency. Kareem wants to learn. Bruce waits with 3 senior students, 4 people total. They know someone tall is coming, but when the door opens and Kareem ducks to enter, reality hits differently. Kareem is enormous, 7'2". When he straightens, his eyes are level with the top of Bruce's head, 19 inches of height difference. Bruce stands, walks forward, extends his hand. Lou, welcome. I'm Bruce Lee. Kareem shakes. Bruce's hand disappears in Kareem's grip. Kareem bends down significantly just to make eye contact. Bruce gestures to the floor. Please, sit. Let's talk first. They sit on wooden chairs. Even sitting, Kareem is taller. His knees are higher than Bruce's shoulders. Bruce says, "What brings you here? What interests you about martial arts?" Kareem considers. "I've been reading about Eastern philosophy, Taoism, Buddhism. I'm interested in how martial arts connects to that, how fighting becomes a way of understanding life." Bruce nods, impressed. Martial arts at its highest level is philosophy expressed through the body, about understanding yourself, your limitations, how to work with reality rather than against it. Kareem says, "I want to learn that. I want to train with you." Bruce says, "I'd be honored to teach you. What are you looking for? Self-defense? Competition? Personal development?" Subscribe. Turn on notifications. Like the video and comment. More true Bruce Lee stories are coming. Kareem says, "Mostly personal development. I want to understand movement better. Efficiency. How the body works. I think that would help my basketball." Bruce says, "It will. Martial arts teaches you to move from center, to use your whole body as one unit, to generate power without tension. Those principles apply to any physical activity." Kareem nods, then asks the question on his mind. "I'm interested in learning, but I need to ask something. I'm 7'2". "You're 5'7", Bruce says. No embarrassment. Kareem continues. "That's 19 inches. I weigh 240. You're what, 135? How would your techniques work against someone my size? I could just reach down and grab you. My reach advantage is enormous. How do you overcome that?" The 3 students tense, but Kareem's tone isn't hostile. He's genuinely curious. Legitimate physics question. Bruce says, "Good question. Size matters significantly. Larger is better, all else being equal, but all else is never equal. Size advantage only works if you know how to use it properly, and if your opponent doesn't understand how to neutralize it." Kareem says, "But you can't change physics. My reach is longer, my weight is greater. Those are facts." Bruce nods, True, but you're thinking about those facts wrong. Reach means you can hit me from farther away. Correct, but it also means you have farther to travel, more time for me to see it coming, more opportunity to intercept. Kareem frowns. I never thought of it that way. Bruce stands. Let me show you. Stand up. Kareem stands. The size difference is absurd. Bruce looks tiny next to him, like a child next to an adult. Bruce says, reach down and try to grab my shoulder. Use your reach. Kareem hesitates. I don't want to hurt you. Bruce smiles. You won't. Just try. Natural speed. Kareem reaches down, long arm extending. Before his hand arrives, Bruce's hand intercepts Kareem's wrist. Light touch. Redirect. Kareem's hand misses by 3 inches. Kareem pulls back. Tries again. Faster. Same result. Intercept. Redirect. Miss. Bruce says, your reach is longer, but longer means more distance to travel. I see your intention before your hand gets here. I have time to intercept. Your size advantage becomes a disadvantage if I understand timing. Kareem says, what about strength? I wasn't using full strength. What if I really committed? Bruce says, try. Full strength, full commitment. Kareem commits, reaches down with real force. Real speed. Bruce's hand meets Kareem's wrist. Controlling. Bruce's fingers find a pressure point. Kareem's hand opens involuntarily. His grip fails. Bruce has moved. Stepped to Kareem's side. One hand controls wrist. Other hand touches elbow. Light pressure. Kareem's arm bends. Structure breaks. Balance shifts. Suddenly Kareem is bending forward. Off balance. Not from force. From position. Bruce releases immediately. Kareem straightens. Eyes wide. What did you just do? Bruce says, I used structure. You're much stronger, but strength requires proper structure to function. When I broke your structure, your strength became irrelevant. Kareem says, can you do that again? I need to understand how that worked. Bruce does it again. Slower, shows each step. Pressure point, location. How grip fails. How position controls. Structure. Kareem tries to resist, uses strength. Doesn't matter. Once structure is broken, strength has nothing to push against. The 3 students watch silently. They've seen this hundreds of times, but never against someone Kareem's size. Never with such extreme difference. Watching Bruce control a 7-foot giant makes the principle undeniable. Kareem says, this is incredible. I thought my size would make martial arts irrelevant, but you're showing me the opposite. My size makes me vulnerable in ways I didn't understand. Bruce says, size is an advantage only if you understand how to use it properly, and your opponent doesn't understand how to neutralize it. What I'm showing you is neutralization. How to make size irrelevant by understanding structure and timing. Kareem asks, could you teach me this? Not just techniques, the principles. Bruce says, that's what I teach. Principles, not techniques. Techniques are infinite. Principles are few. Once you understand principles, you can apply them to any situation. Kareem says, I want to learn. When can we start? Bruce says, now, today. If you have time. Kareem grins. I have time. For the next 2 hours, Bruce teaches Kareem basics, not fighting techniques. Principles. How to move from center. Generate power without tension. Read intention. Use sensitivity instead of force. Kareem is exceptional. His body awareness from basketball translates perfectly. He picks up concepts quickly. By session end, Kareem is sweating. Worked harder than most basketball practices, but energized. Excited. He's discovered something connecting to Eastern philosophy. He's been reading Practical Application of Abstract Concepts. Bruce says, "You have natural talent. Your body awareness is excellent. Basketball has taught you timing and positioning. Those translate directly." Kareem says, "When can I come back?" Bruce says, "Whenever you want. We'll work around your basketball." They arrange training schedule, 3 times weekly, early morning before basketball practice. Kareem commits fully, genuine dedication, over the next 6 years, until Bruce's death in 1973. Kareem trains consistently, becomes one of Bruce's most dedicated students. They become friends, real friends, discuss philosophy, politics, race, identity, what it means to be an outsider in America. Both understand that experience intimately. In 1972, Bruce casts Kareem in Game of Death, the iconic yellow tracksuit fight scene. Bruce fighting the giant. That scene represents their real relationship. Size difference doesn't matter when you understand principles. The scene becomes legendary. After Bruce's death, Kareem is devastated, lost his teacher, his friend, his philosophical guide. Years later, in interviews, Kareem talks about Bruce constantly, with reverence, with respect to student, gives a teacher who changed their life. Kareem writes, in his autobiography, "When I first met Bruce, I asked how his techniques would work against someone my size. I was 7'2". He was 5'7". It seemed impossible, but within minutes, Bruce showed me that size doesn't matter if you understand structure and timing. He controlled me completely. That lesson changed everything. Kareem tells interviewers, "Bruce could have hurt me that first day, could have humiliated me. Instead, he taught me, showed me principles I didn't understand, made me his student, not his victim." That's what real mastery looks like. Kareem also says, "Bruce Lee taught me more about basketball than any basketball coach. Economy of motion, moving from center, generating power without tension, reading your opponent before they move. Those principles made me a better player, more efficient." The 4 people who witnessed that first meeting tell the story occasionally. They watched Bruce Lee control Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, 7'2" versus 5'7". Physics said impossible. Bruce proved physics was incomplete. Structure matters more than size. Timing matters more than reach. Understanding matters more than strength. That first meeting started a friendship, a student-teacher relationship that enriched both men. Bruce gained a dedicated student who understood philosophy, who asked deep questions. Kareem gained a teacher who saw past his size, who taught him principles beyond martial arts, who treated him as mind and spirit, not just body. Years after Bruce's death, Kareem establishes a cultural center, teaches kids martial arts and philosophy. Bruce's influence, Bruce's legacy. Kareem passes on what Bruce taught about discipline, about understanding yourself, about moving through life like water. Those lessons continue, generation after generation. The question Kareem asked that first day, "How would your techniques work against someone my size?" has been asked millions of times, by skeptics, by curious students, by people who can't imagine how martial arts overcome size. Bruce answered definitively, not with words, with demonstration, showing that size is an advantage only within narrow framework. Once you understand principles that transcend size, the advantage disappears. 7'2" versus 5'7". 19 inches height difference, 105 pounds weight difference. Elite athlete versus martial artist. Physics said Bruce Lee couldn't control Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Bruce proved physics was incomplete, that understanding structure, timing and biomechanics matters more than measurements. 4 people watched Bruce teach that lesson. One was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who spent the next 6 years learning everything Bruce could teach. who became one of Bruce's closest friends, who carried Bruce's philosophy for the rest of his life, who proved the best students are those who ask honest questions and accept honest answers, even when those answers challenge everything they thought they knew. Sometimes the best thing that happens is discovering your advantages are also disadvantages, and your teacher is someone 19 inches shorter who understands principles you haven't learned yet. That's what Kareem discovered. That's what 4 witnesses saw. That's what became one of the most important relationships in both men's lives. The meeting lasted 2 hours. The friendship lasted 6 years. The influence lasted a lifetime, all because Kareem asked an honest question, and Bruce gave an honest answer, not with words, with demonstration, with teaching, with respect for someone willing to learn. Subscribe, enable notifications, like the video, and comment below which Bruce Lee moment surprised you most.